raging, howling wolf. How many more years? Right here on the Budweiser Blues Cruise. 2 minutes past the hour 6 is now time to check in with Buddy Hutchins with the Mid-South Wrestling Road Report.
Thank you, Stephanie. This is Buddy Huggins, and I do have on the phone a living legend, a gentleman that you all know, recognize his voice. This man wrestled old school style for Cowboy Bill Watts, the way that wrestling was meant to be done. One of the toughest, physicalist people I've ever seen in a wrestling ring. He's active today in Japan, primarily. His name is Dr. Def Steve Williams.
Hey, buddy, how are you? Boomer Sooner.
Doing good, Doc, doing good. How's it going in Japan?
Oh, it's going real well. I'll tell you what, the business is just, all Japan and New Japan are working together, it's a whole different style over there. It's almost kind of like the old Mid-South, and that's why I guess I'm over there,
Yeah, they really get down and physical, and you like that physical style.
Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, like the old commentators used to say, well, Bill Watts used to say, is we hook it up over there in Japan. It's a half shoot. It's more amateur style, more kickboxing, karate style, judo, martial arts. So I'll tell you what, it's none of this glamorous, glittery stuff, bunch of interviews and stuff like that, and women involved, and cussing and drinking beer and whatever have you.
Yeah, it's mostly 90% wrestling, and if there's any showbiz, it's like 5% of that. But that's what wrestling needs to come back to here in Mississippi, in the Mid-South, and that's what we're trying to do, Doc.
I'll tell you what it is, buddy. It's sportsmanship. These people in Japan, they pay high dollar to watch a great match, and they want to be entertained. Don't get me wrong, it's entertainment business, but they want to see a hard-hitting match. That's why they fill out coliseums like the Budokan, 20,000 people.
Yeah. Well, when I first met you, you've been in it 19 years?
20 years now. Going on 20 years.
Going on 20. Well, I met you when you came to the Delta. You came to Greenwood, Mississippi, Greenville, Mississippi, and the crowds were tremendous. The action was just every time you came to town with Mid-South Wrestling, we knew we was going to get what we paid for. We was going to see wrestling. Skandar Akbar, you remember him, Terry Gordy, Michael Hayes, Buddy Roberts. You actually teamed with Terry Gordy. Talked to Terry just a couple of weeks ago. He told me to tell you hi.
Oh, wow, that's great. Let me tell you something, buddy. All these, the old style is the Mid-South. Right now is the greatest time, I feel, my opinion, this is only my opinion, straight talk from the doc, but I feel that if these small companies will break open now and branch out, we can start something back up again. Vince has got total control over wrestling, entertaining wrestling, entertainment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got that style. Now, people are getting tired of that style. They want to see some wrestling. Who wants to watch them get on TV and advertise, what's that thing old Mankind advertises, that Chef Boyardee, they want to watch wrestling.
Yeah, like it used to be, Southern style, Southern-based wrestling. Vince says it's dying. He wants to kill it. But now you can see my website. I'm actually fixing to be working with Memphis Championship Wrestling. It's a development group of Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
They had Bobby Eaton doing the training. They moved him to Ohio Valley. So I've been traveling back and forth to Memphis. We're fixing to bring Memphis Championship Wrestling to the Superstation, WABG, right here in the Delta. It starts June the 2nd. And then the shows are going to come down here. And we will be getting, like, Rikishi from the WWF. The Dudley Boys are coming. And I've been told within a short amount of time, maybe a year or so, Even the Rock itself could very well make an appearance here in the Delta. But now these 30 guys they got, Doc, I tell you, they were trained by Shawn Michaels, old school style, you know, in Texas. And these are Texan boys, a lot of them are. And I've seen them. They're doing the old school stuff, and they're really, that's the only reason Buddy Huggins is even involved with Memphis Championship Wrestling, is not because Vince McMahon, but because I've got a chance to put my 2 cents in with it and say Southern style wrestling is not dead, and utilize, look, either you work with Vince or you don't do nothing. So in a funny way, Doc, I'm working with the devil himself.
Yeah, I guess you are.
But they're Southern style boys, you know. They're from right here in the South, and they're doing it the old school way, and it's going to work right here in the Delta, and that's all I ever wanted to, just to bring quality wrestling back to Mississippi. I see it come back. Yes, ma'am.
I tell you what, buddy, they're starving for wrestling down here. I mean, they're starving. These people want to see wrestling.
Buddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Time's up.
All right. Stephanie, let me go ahead and tell Doc. Doc, appreciate you. I'll get you back on here when we can do the long version of this. And I want to go ahead and say shouts out to Cotton Patch Restaurant, Flo and Claire, the best cooks in Greenwood, Firestone Tire Company, new sponsor. And you can get that front-end alignment, just say you heard it on WGNL, for $25. So, thank you, Doc.
Thank you, buddy.
Hello, I'd like to talk to somebody about your whirly-bird.
What, ma'am?
You know that crazy thing I see flying around, making that whoop-whoop-whoop noise?
No, you mean our newscopter. What would you like to know?
Can I buy it?
Can you buy it?
Yes, see, I've been eating that churchy chicken for a long time, and I've saved up so much money, I'm tired of sitting in all that traffic to get my chicken.
Ma'am, our newscopter's not for sale, but,
Don't worry, I'll give you whatever you want for it. I just want y'all to put my name on it, Bernice Jenkins.
Well, ma'am, we'd like to help you, but this is our news line. This number is reserved for breaking news stories, so I'm going to have to...
Yeah, if the president fell down the steps. Now, listen.
What you do with the savings is your business. Big Juicy Chicken is ours.
Right now, get 8 big legs and thighs and any family size for just $5.99, or try 3 hot legs, fries, and a honey butter biscuit for only $1.99.
By the way, how much does that whirly bird lift? Because I used to bring home 20 pieces.
Churches, big pieces, little prices.